To be honest with you, the hardest part is like this last 6 months is like you really kind of starting to find out who people are. Like people that you thought were one way, their belief system, ideologies are just like, I didn't even know who my neighbor was. My neighbor, cool. Me and her super tight. Like anytime, if I was dating somebody, she was dating somebody, we talk about it. We're about the same age. And like we live in the same complex. She'll come over like, smoke a joint. Maybe once, twice a week. She'll come over, smoke a joint. But now, with this, like, she's been over like 4 or 5 times a week, and this bitch never brings weed. I didn't notice that shit till just now. Like, bitch don't never bring nothing. Who are you? I thought you were different. And she had, like, when she came over a couple weeks ago, and she was dating this dude, it wasn't going well. And we were just smoking a joint. We was a little high already. And she decided, she was like, hey, man, he called. The dude called. And she was like, hey, can I step out of your balcony and take this phone call? When somebody steps out on the balcony or just steps away and say, hey, can I take a phone call, dealing with this relationship. And when it's like 2 or 3 minutes, things are going fine. Hey, I'll call you back. Whatever, I'm hanging out with my boy, I'll call you back. But she was outside for like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is not going well. And she came back in for like 20 minutes. She's a little high. Her eyes were red, but she was also crying. I was like, you all right? She was like, yeah, Tone, just like, give me a second. I'm also a little high. I got the munchies. Can I grab some chips? I was like, yeah, girl, get you some chips, whatever. So she's like, can I open this bag of Ruffles? I was like, yeah, open that bag of Ruffles. Do what you got to do. And I was like, matter of fact, I got French onion dip in there. And she was like, what? I was like, uh-huh. I'm single, dude. I got options. I'm trying to catch somebody. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting across the room. I'm sitting like, my man in yellow right here. I'm like sitting right there. And I'm like, you all right? And I'm trying to be empathetic. And she's eating some chips. She's dipping them in the dip. She's eating some chips. And then she takes a sip from like a little, a little glass. And I was like, what is that in that? It was brown, it was a little glass. And I was like, is that whiskey? But I was like, I didn't see her pour whiskey because the whiskey was behind me. And I just had to look at it for a second because I was like, is that my apple juice? And not that I didn't want her to have the apple juice, but like, here's the thing is, the apple juice wasn't open. She already didn't bring no weed. Now she opened my apple juice, and I did not want her to have apple juice, but like, hey man, I'm 38 years old. I'm a grown ass man. I buy good ass apple juice. I buy that cloudy shit. You can't even see through my apple juice. I buy cloudy apple juice, which means that this shit is taped up. You know what I mean? It got the tape on the outside, which this apple juice brand, which means she popped it and she had the top taste. She took the first taste is always the buyer's. This bitch stole my top taste. The first is supposed to be mine. She took the top taste, which also means she peeled the seal. Let me tell you something. You don't peel nobody's seal. That's my seal to peel. That is not your seal to peel. You know what? Now I know why you're single, because you're reckless.